Hello, everyone. Thank you very much, Florian. My name is Benjamin Yablon. I'm a co-founder of a company called Salt Lending. Salt is a very traditional margin lending business with one noted exception, which is that the collateral we lend against is Bitcoin and Ethereum. We determined about 2 years ago that the world of value was going to migrate onto blockchains, and we wanted to be in the middle of that conversation. Currently, the only assets with sufficient liquidity to lend against are Bitcoin and Ethereum. But that fact is changing rapidly, and the fact that we're all in this room together today is a testament to that fact. So version 10 of Salt Lending would allow a blockchain representation of stocks or bonds or some derivative to be used in the same way that Bitcoin is used today. So from our perspective, regulatory certainty is the only way that the world of valuable assets begins to move onto blockchains in a conscientious and compliant way. So my advisory work with the OECD has been mostly focused on making sense out of which projects are real and what the timeline is for actual deployment. And that is a tricky process, but one that has gained significant momentum. So really, from the industry's perspective, what we have are regulations in some jurisdictions and a lack of regulation in others. And that makes for a challenging environment to scale any business. So what we are seeing are trade groups, things like the Digital Chamber of Commerce. Perry Ann has been wonderful today and did a great job on her panel this morning, to begin to come up with internal metrics that the industry can use. And that those initiatives are taken in the spirit in which they are intended, which is to self-regulate until such a time as regulatory certainty comes into the picture and you know which regulator you report to and what the reporting requirements are. So the OECD conversations over the last year have really focused around a taxonomy. What are these assets? What is it that we're really describing? And can we start to use a single set, a single lexicon to describe these various financial assets? So, you know, you've probably heard a lot about ICOs over the last 2 years and the different types of tokens. So the premise is that some tokens are very clearly securities, some tokens might be securities, and others ideally are not. And can we begin to create a framework around what these different buckets are so that there is not necessarily broad-based agreement amongst all regulators, but that businesses can begin to look at a single set of terms, at least, to begin to identify how to position their products. And if those things begin to happen, and they are in places like Mauritius, Bermuda, there are many examples of these types of regulations coming out, then I do believe that the pace will continue to accelerate around the tokenization of value that we've been watching.